Evening. Hello, Sunday evening to everybody. um, okay, so uh, hope everybody had a great Sunday. Um, I did. It was a quite nice, relaxing one. Yesterday was very full on. Busy doing quite a few videos and video edits and things. But today I've just been slowly going through my next lesson in my health certification course. But interesting news item today in New Zealand, 6 o'clock, when I overheard yet another university doing a study, and this time they were basically going on about they did a research, but it's only 7 people, right? So it's very small. But apparently it was a news item that, I'm sorry, I think I've got something actually in my teeth. Hang on. Sorry, I had a cookie, a keto cookie, earlier. So I'm just wondering whether it's probably stuck in my teeth. But this news item, and it obviously made news because it was like people, they were trying out this way of how to actually help people lose weight. People that are actually in that far end of the sort of spectrum, the ones that would probably look at having some kind of surgery done, but they can't have anesthesia, be knocked out or have those kind of drugs. So it was like an alternate to them. But it was interesting because obviously it's drastic. It's still drastic, the fact that they were looking at how they could possibly put little locks on their teeth, dental surgery, so that it actually locks the jaw, so all they could actually have is liquids and things. And it just calls to mind the whole and now I remember actually watching, and I've got it here, a little clip where they did something, and it might be Tonga, or he might correct me, or maybe it might be Fiji, where he had some of his staff actually, it was a dental clinic, so he's a dentist, and he was doing the same thing to his staff in terms of just helping them, experimenting to help them to actually lose weight, because they were just, obesity. The stats that they had headlining the news item by saying that New Zealand is one of the highest obesity rates in the world, and that a third of their population is huge. They didn't say overweight, but they basically said obese, and obese is actually the next step up from being overweight. So didn't realize it was actually that high, but apparently it is. So I'll get the little clip. I don't have the clip from tonight's 6 p.m. news, but it's interesting because I think they might have referenced it to something that they did in the UK. And when you Google it, there is, I did see this one where this lady basically had her jaw locked so that she could lose weight, and it was like a very temporary measure, right? So it's like 2 weeks that they do this, and in 2 weeks you could lose about 6 kilograms. Now, can I just tell you that by cutting that, I actually lost, without having my jaws actually locked, but I lost 8 kilograms in 10 days, purely because I cut out meat, cut out dairy, cut out sugar and carbs. And so I cut those 4 main things out, and only in 10 days I was able to actually lose more weight than what these guys did, with the fact that they had their jaws locked. Because even though you're actually able to consume liquids, I'll share with you one thing. Having a Boost juice, you actually look at the nutrient label of an actual Boost juice, and it is concentrated with sugar and the fructose, basically, from whatever actually the fruit that they're actually adding into that. And obviously if you add bananas into that, that's very high in carbohydrates. So even though it's liquid format, the fact that you actually it's still what you're actually drinking is the key here. It's like the key is what you eat, not like how much you're actually eating. So none of that portion control. So, but let me just share with you when I first came across these drastic measures of people actually going and getting their jaws wired so that they could attempt to actually lose weight and things. So I'll bring it up and let me see. Okay. And now I have to actually play it. Let me play it. Nope. No. Just have to locate it now.
Dr. Celino Tomiki is trying to help two of his dental technicians lose weight. He has wired their jaws shut so they can only consume a liquid diet.
The whole idea came about wiring the flexibility.
One assistant, David, weighing in at 135 kilograms, has lost 11 kilograms already. Is there any danger to this? I mean, what if he vomits?
That's one of the dangers. If people vomit, so we try to tell them that he can carry around a pair of scissors. If you want to vomit, you just snip the wire.
Outsiders, I guess, would think it's a bit of an extreme idea to wire someone's jaws shut.
It is a big idea, and I know a lot of people may say you are very cruel, but through the weight, we have proved that he lost his 11 kilos in 2 weeks.
Dr. Tomiki hopes his idea will be implemented nationwide, as wiring is far cheaper than lap band surgery and can be done in 10 minutes.
If we coach them properly after removing the wire, see their weight, and then I think there's a reward for them. They see their weight is down, the blood pressure is okay, and the sugar level is okay. They want to remain that way, so they will continue to follow the diet that they went through.
1, 2, 3.
Tonga is successfully meeting UN Millennium Goals that address education, children and sanitation in developing countries.
Okay, so that was basically, now I'll go back. Hang on, let me just go back. So that was basically Tonga that was actually shot at. But how it's saddening in a way to actually see that, because it's temporary. It's all temporary unless you're able to develop or change the habit, change the way that you actually see food, your relationship with food, so that you can actually develop a habit that's continuous, that goes on beyond the 2 weeks, the temporary 2 weeks when you lost some weight, then you're just going to go back. And that's why there's so many diets or approaches to losing weight. It's like that yo-yo effect, right? You can lose weight and then you're back again, because you really haven't addressed the fact that your relationship with food is a continuous one. Okay, so it's not just to fit into a dress that you're going to wear for a certain event, or to lose, you've got something coming up. yes, those things are good if you need them for encouragement, but if you're really serious about, and I talked about this yesterday, about having a more healthy life expectancy, and that the last 15 years of typically of our lives are not spent in pain, ill health, then those kind of changes that you make have to be seen beyond just losing weight and things. And that's why it's so important to understand behavior and understand and have the mindset all set, rather than the mechanics of, joining a gym and then thinking, okay, well, because I'm at a gym, then I can now eat more, or it actually justifies me actually, what I'm actually eating and things. So, I thought that news item was sad to hear that, and so drastic. I mean, even that one, I actually completely forgot that dentist actually said when they go, the risk, what would happen if they feel sick and they've wired their mouth, and he basically says that they carry around a pair of scissors so they can cut it, and it's like, surely there has to be less painful ways, and those painful ways can only be overcome by up here, and strengthening that and finding the support. Now, the other thing, the other one that I saw was obviously this UK lady, and she was saying how she did that same thing, and she lost 6 kilograms in the 2 weeks when she got her jaws locked. But after those 2 weeks, a little bit later, her habits were still there. The bad habits of what she was eating, and the reliance when you come into, like, you have bits of stress and you eat and you're stressful, or whatever it is that's triggering you to actually continue with the way you actually consume food, it came back. So she ballooned back up again, and even went in excess of what she was before she did the 2-week lock jaw thing. So she only found success when she actually joined a support group that she found at the gym, and the support group that actually sort of went beyond the actual gym exercises and meeting for her. They basically were encouraging her to, they were all in it together. So they all had this common agenda about what they wanted to do. So they were all supportive, and so they were all helping each other, which is just calls to mind that that's the most important thing. And that actually worked for her. So she was able to lose a lot more weight than she did when she actually got her jaws locked. And she's been able to actually maintain it, because she knows that it's not a temporary thing, it's a continuous lifestyle thing. So I just thought that was actually fascinating, that that would come across in tonight's 6 o'clock news. The fact that they only had 7 people, really, that's not enough. And it's just so extreme to actually have that procedure done, when it's much more easier just to do that approach of like doing a 10-day challenge. I just did a 10-day challenge where no meat, no dairy, no sugar, no carbs. Those. Eat everything else, but not those things. And you get those results, and you, at the same time, you're building up your body to adjust to how things are going, and your energy levels increase, and you just want to continue on. So I took my 10 days and went right through to 100 days. And I'll tell you what, 100 days goes like this. And it's so quick because I'm now coming up to, we're only a few more days left of June. We're getting into July, and July the 20th, 2020 is when I started all of this health journey. So yeah, so it just goes past. Time's going to go by anyway, I think. So I don't know whether what you actually found from here, whether it's encouraging or when you catch this on the replay. But I would just say focus in, keep it simple. It might be too easy and we're looking for a quick fix, but that quick fix is not, I mean, it's a temporary gain. It's a temporary gain. And what we're looking for is the fact that we spent so long actually getting to a certain weight, point in our life where we weighed a certain amount. Surely we can give it more than just 2 weeks to try and actually take a different path and make some changes that will benefit us for a lot longer in our lives. Okay, so that's basically what I just wanted to talk about tonight. So if you guys are watching, I don't know, I think I can hear the Origin game on, but yeah, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Those people who are actually just still going through their weekend, we've got a new week, got a couple more days at this present time when we're actually in that level 2 lockdown. But no, I'll be up and ready and doing my exercises and continuing on, keeping busy. The great thing about actually working remotely and working for yourself is that it doesn't really matter where you are. It doesn't even matter what kind of level lockdown there is. It feels the same. It still feels the same in the way that that I approach my my professional side of what I do. Okay, so I will catch you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your Monday morning and everything else, and good night. Bye.